with all these different things, I don't want to get boxed in with just being able to talk about the acting part of it.
Sure.
Although we've got actors here who also want to focus on that as well. So we want to make sure we cover those things. But when you get into all of this and you feel like you want to share whatever, infomercial time, tell us what you're doing and everything. So my name is Terry Chambers, and I am your moderator today. You can think of me as the traffic cop because I do have to watch the time and move us along, and I want to make sure that everybody gets enough time to, shine. And so, with that being said, I want to say I'm also your biggest fans after having met you in person, obviously, but reading all of this wonderful stuff you're involved with. I am a storyteller at heart, just so you know where I'm coming from. And I have worked as an entrepreneur. I own several businesses, totally not related to the arts, totally my day jobs over here. I'm a journalist, a radio host, a performer, and I do historical fiction writing as a screenwriter, and as I've been published with one book. I have one book that's been published. I'm working on another one. But I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on me because this is all about you guys. So let's get started. The first question I want to get into is, can you guys give us an elevator pitch? You know what that is?
Yes.
An elevator pitch on exactly who you are and what's going on in your life. And I'm not going to go 1, 2, 3. Whoever wants to talk and get out there, just go.
Sure. Well, I'm happy to start. Kathleen Ashcraft. My business cards say actress, accountant, activist. On IMDb, I have somewhere around 150 credits on both sides of the table. Current large projects, I'm the associate producer on a feature film in September, A Place at the Table. I am part of the group that's doing the show off-Broadway, the Letters to Daniel show in October. We are filming Letters to Matthew in December. I'm the associate producer on that as well. Letters to Daniel, I'm also acting in. I have 2 music videos that I'm working on currently of extremely different genres. So one is a clean hip hop video, and I'm teaching this, I say young gentleman, but he's in his late 20s. We're working through how to do all of this, so we're figuring out the screenshots and stuff, and I love teaching people. And the other one is a Christian country video. Monday I go to Miami to work for 2 weeks in wardrobe, and I have a bunch of other little stuff here and there, but I'm busy.
Thriving.
Yes,
thriving.
And
Yeah.
that is the topic.
We got at a conference last month at the Faith-Based in Orlando, because I'm constantly traveling. Amy McCorkle and I got everything funded for the next 2.5 years.
Ooh.
So we're actually casting out right now for October of 2027. I'm casting for.
Wonderful.
Just beyond incredible.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go in order if you like. So my elevator pitch actually, it comes out of my pocket. I actually carry around coasters. But my card says, and my business partner Sven in KY Creature Effects, a shop we just founded, but I'm jumping ahead. But my card says makeup artist, actor, puppeteer. I just wanted it to say creative artist, but he overruled me because he was paying for it, so it's fine. So I give people this in the elevator. My elevator pitch goes like this. It's like, this is a film we made. Like, I'd say, hey, can I give you some coasters? And they're like, what? And I was like, well, I used to give people CDs and they didn't know what it was. It's like, what's a CD? But this is a film we made up the street from Lexington, Shaker Village. It's called Carved. And it's a SAG film on Hulu, and we did puppeteering special makeup effects for it. And my friend came and visited from LA for like 8 weeks, stay with me and my wife and his fiance. And I was like, hey, when's the last time you actually made a movie in LA? I know you live there, you build the stuff there, you do the makeup there, but when did you actually work there? He's like, it's been 5-6 years. I'm like, okay. Wow. So that rent could get you a lot of house in Lexington. So
Yes.
Got him to buy a house 1.3 miles from mine in Lexington, and it's big enough with a huge garage, so we turned it into a special effects shop, and we opened KY Creature Effects, Kentucky's first effects shop. And I'll tell you in a second about the what we've done with that. But then the other one I give to people is my spooky country desert rock album, which I didn't know that was my genre. I went like the majority of my life not knowing it, and then I gave it to a guy at a bar one time, and he came over. It turned out he was the booking agent for a different bar, and he was like, "Man, I just listened to your album. It's spooky country desert rock." I was like, "What? Tell me that again. I'm gonna write it down. I gotta remember this." Because I've searched my whole life. Because people are like, "What kind of music is it?" Like, it's rock and roll, I guess. I don't know what it is. It's just music. And so it is spooky country desert rock, and that really does encapsulate it. And it's called "Raw Dogging the Decline of Man."
Oh my gosh,
So it's
sounds
you
like
know, some craziness.
post-apocalyptic.
And I gave all the other panelists these, but I will go ahead and give these to you too. But with the special effects makeup company, we the first film we picked up that we finished making last year and filming at the end of last year is, well, it was called Monster. I think now it's called Twisted, but it's a Paramount picture that we actually shot in Connecticut. We built all this stuff here in Lexington. Well, you know, in Kentucky, but in Lexington, not Louisville. But so it's Jaimin Hansu is the lead. He's from Amistad. He's the Wizard of Shazam. He's in Gladiator, but he plays a doctor, a brain surgeon in the film. And Lauren Levera from Terrifier 2 and 3 or whatever is sort of his foil in the film. And it's coming out worldwide theatrical release later this year, so we're really excited about that.
That's a really big credit.
Yeah, we did 5 realistic craniotomy surgeries for it that are really gross. Like they shave a head, they peel back the skin, they cut the bone, they pull that out, and then they split the little meniscus open and pull out a chunk of brain.
Okay.
We wanted to bring props. We didn't have like a table. This was kind of last minute that Spin and I were available for this. So Stephen had asked us, but if we had a table, I would have some of these brain things. We did one of the 5 different versions we called the full Leota, which is, if you know Ray Liotta in Silence of the Lambs, just has this, all of it's gone from there up. Yeah, so we have full Leota appliances that we made. So we started with clay and all that. But as an indie actor, what I was gonna say is just do everything. You have to. You can't wait for someone to make something. Right. You have to in 2009, I stepped out.
Okay, I'm gonna, you're jumping ahead. You're getting into my other questions.
Okay, sorry.
And you're on that elevator, you're at 435.
All right, so the elevator pitch is just these 2, and then carved on Hulu, and my album on All the Things, and then watch for Monster from Darren Lynn Bozeman, director of Sawtooth or whatever, repo genetic opera, he did those. But yeah, theatrical worldwide release from Paramount later this year. So that's the big one.
Okay, who's next?
All right, myself. My name is Darrell Miller, the cosplayer. I got it on the Cure Narcos, so you always follow me and stuff like that. I produce my own films. I'm an actor, director. I got over 30 credits on films that I created, and I won 9 film awards with, and is currently going for more, hopefully 30 more this year. With my team, we just did a film called Perry Jennings, it's a web series.
Is this your team?
Yes, that's my big brother Rodney over there and my bro Jeff. They are my team. They help me out, support me and stuff
Y'all
like
need
that.
that posse.
Yes.
Y'all need that posse.
Yes.
I swear I have one, they're just at work.
Right. It'd be like that for adults, you know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No,
to. Go ahead.
You're fine. From Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm currently working on a filming next year. Supernatural horror project called Apex Alliance, and I'll be dressing as the Lycan tomorrow and Sunday, so you'll see me in a hot suit of what I purchased from Midnight Studios, who created my Lycan suit. We start filming that in May. February, I'm working with, I don't know if people are fans of Power Rangers, but it's in space actor named Roger V. I actually get to act with him with the Power Ranger of Anaheim that I was casted in. We start shooting in February in Florida. So that's gonna be a big project for me, and then finally work with a celebrity.
Wow. Great. Is that it?
Yeah.
Rose.
Hi, I'm Rosemary Machario. I started out as a model, got into acting on a lot of different crime dramas. I've dabbled in my own films, either writing or directing, and acting in them. I'm an author. I am a high fantasy author. I have 3 books of three of the first series of Magic of the Chosen Ones, and I just did my first horror book. If you put a W in front of it, you might get an idea of just how much extra is in it.
We'll find you later.
I'm also
wife
an
will.
inspirational tarot reader. And I have a certification in Reiki 1 and 2, so I'm hoping this
Very
fall I
nice.
can get my master's and be a Reiki master. And I actually write my own tarot readings, so I guess it's the author in me. So I have like things that I've done with that, and so yeah, and
Keeps you off the street, doesn't it?
yes, yes.
Hey, I'm Les Murphy. I'm from Knoxville. I've got about 50 credits, give or take. I'm sorry, I can't speak. Really don't know what to say. You guys surpass me when it comes to all that.
It's not a competition.
But I do a lot of comedy, I guess, because of how I look. Go figure.
No, he's really funny.
But I'm currently working on a comedy film with my friend Danny in Knoxville, and hopefully we'll have it up here next year. But, outside of that, I directed a short years ago, and it won an award in London, and it's the only award I've ever won, and she wrote it.
Nice.
Alright.
And he
Was
starred
it in the cards,
ones I
did you
wrote.
read it in the cards that he was gonna win? Did you have the cards there and they told you?
What?
Your
Oh,
tarot.
Did you read in the cards? that you were
No, actually, I only started doing them publicly the last 3 years. So this is my 3rd year doing
And we
that.
did it in what, 2017 or 18?
Yeah.
And it just won
Okay.
like a year or two ago, so it was like I
Yeah,
shot a basket
that's
back in
what
2017 or 18 and it didn't go in until.
Just slowly arcing towards.
It took it that long to find an audience.
Right.
I'm in awe of all of you, all of you. Do you have any questions as far as, if you wanna jump in at any time, go right ahead, but otherwise I'll move on.
I don't know. So yeah, just like I know you said like, oh, background, blah blah blah, but from me, and I know I don't want to come arrogant anyway, but it's like I've done all these plays and stuff where I was like, I'm the lead, I'm there for 2 hours, I'm just
Right.
captivating it, and they're like, oh, now I'm trying to get into this part, and they're like, oh yeah, we can stand in the background here, and I'm like, oh, that's so beneath me, I'm not doing that. And
Yeah,
you know,
see, that's, I think you have to be open to doing anything, like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about anything, and if you wanna break into the other level of it. But
Right.
the other option for you is, then it's time for you to write and make your own stuff. If you're the star,
Yeah, and that's
then
what
you
I
got a
started thinking,
Sylvester
you do
Stallone,
that
you
kind
gotta
of
be, you
stuff.
write your Rocky,
Right.
you produce it, you
I've
direct
written
it.
I've written 7 movies, and in fact, I'm a finalist here with one of my movies. Every year for the last 3 years, when I started getting into that part of it, I've been a finalist with different ones, and I've written and put them into Nichols Fellowship and Page, and then I've gotten praise from them and really good
Have you produced
feedback
any of
and
them?
stuff. No, I haven't done anything because I was trying to get them out there to sell, because I'm trying to get, where I can stop doing my regular day job and start trying
Right,
to do stuff
it's
like that.
everybody's goal.
Sure,
And,
absolutely.
and if you wanna act though, and you don't want to do background, then you're gonna have to do indie,
Yeah.
and even if it's not
Well,
one.
yeah, Andy for sure, and I've done, Chase's last movie and stuff, it's
Yeah.
Right.
a little less indie, but it's still indie.
Well, and
for
Vin
sure.
Right.
casts, he doesn't just cast background, and neither does
Right.
Kathy
Oh, no,
Campbell,
I
they have
have-
specifics that come from
I'm a
them.
main one in 2 different scenes in the last one, that's playing here, this Blood on the Bleachers, it'll be playing here. And I'm in this next one, The Desperate, and I'll be acting with Noel G, and,
Right.
doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to get myself in, but it's like, I'm just trying to find, besides just the fact I know him and I've been in his movies, I'm trying to get.
There's
Right.
several people
Yeah.
this weekend.
Meet people.
Try to meet.
Well,
Right,
if
that's
we
what I
got
was
it,
hoping
if we
to
got
do.
it,
And I
number
think
2
my
options
next
are.
question probably is a
Yeah.
segue from what you're talking about, because can you talk about a time maybe that you had to create your own opportunity?
Oh,
Always.
Every
Instead
time,
of just
every
waiting
time.
for someone to knock on the door.
It never
So,
happens.
And just to kind of answer yours and then to go into the opportunity one, because this, the next thing I'm saying is kind of infamous on what's happened. But doing background is a good way to get to know who else is involved. And especially when you're talking to somebody like Vin. Vin helped so many of us. I mean, with my 150 credits, I volunteered to do his last film because he was short on help. And he's helped me. I've filmed internationally with Vin before, okay? And I was like, you need help, you're my friend, I will help you. But it is about making your own opportunities. one of the most hilarious ones I had, and this will get a little intimate, so whatever, was Mom and Dad were outside. I'm cast as an extra. I've already done feature major stuff, but it's Vin. I'm gonna help Vin. Okay, it's hot, and we have this deal where we're supposed to run the football field back and forth. Okay, that was after lunch, so it was hot before lunch. I went to the ladies' room and gave myself a complete kind of bath thing because I
Spritz.
felt gross and sweaty.
It's spritz.
A spritz, whatever. Had the diaper wipes and was just trying to not be stinky anymore. I come out, and it took me a while because I was very stinky. I come out and they have assigned all of the people. Okay, so the thing in the movie was each person you had one child that you were supposed to kill. So since I had worked both sides of the movie before then, I just looked to the people and we'll say there's 3 young ladies left, and one looked like me, and one was African American, and one was blonde. And I say, well, just pretend I was a very friendly girl. So that I assigned the 3 kids. Well, then I told the young people, I said, look, this old lady is not running down the football field, so we have to fill the screen. Okay. So what we ended up doing on our own is we choreographed me killing the ladies, and we did some pretend martial arts. I won't say that they were real, but whatever. We choreographed the fight scenes, and then my one young lady escapes. So about the 3rd time that we're going through this, because I don't know, we do a dozen takes, or it was a lot of takes, okay?
I did one, but it's a long story.
Okay, but for many of us, there are a lot of takes. I hear a buzz. And because you're just doing this, you're in the scene, and I realize I have all the drone cameras after us. So that became a scene that's very identifiable. And then Nicolas Cage was the director, of course.
Was he directing it too? I know he starred in it.
He started, yeah, he was one of the directors. Okay. So at the end of that, I get, I don't know, one of the assistant directors. It wasn't a PA, it was somebody higher than that. They come up to me and they say, Nick thinks you're funny. I'm like, okay. They're like, are you available tomorrow? I'm like, sure. So then I ended up jumping over cars, but I can't jump over cars with all of the people that were trying to get in. So we have all these stunt people. They have me that has to get a ladder to get on top of the car and slide down each car. And I was about 50, 60 pounds, even heavier at that point in time. And doing that, and it just became another comedic thing because Nick thought I was funny because I did that. Mm-hmm. So I went from background to feature.
Right. Okay.
And I have many, many stories like that.
I would say it's the same thing too. Yeah,
It really does.
I've had people that were working background, and the director's like, this is one of the horse movies they shot here, I think 50 to 1. And one of my friends, Jason Saint, was standing there as just a background guy, and he's yelling, and the director's like, what did you just yell? And whatever he said was like, oh, go, whatever, horse name, something like that. He's like, I'm gonna get you to say that. We're gonna let's Mike make up to say it, and he's Taft Hartley right there. Now he's SAG eligible, and because he came from background.
But don't do SAG in Kentucky.
I disagree because I'm SAG.
Well, yours is different.
I was just in 2009 because I wanted to stay union because I've been working in LA and going back and forth.
Yeah.
I founded Kentucky's first Screen Actors Guild and Media Signatory Company, and we produced a lot of content that way. For a while, I partnered with Western Kentucky University to make every senior who wanted to in the Acting for the Camera class SAG eligible. We'd give them a grant that was part public, part private funded, where they would come to Lexington from Bowling Green, and we would shoot a short over the weekend, give them lines, teach them I would actually teach them how to do the paperwork too, so it would make them kind of double duty. They would be my clerical staff, and then they would get a line in the film and become SAG eligible. One of them that actually paid off in spades because he went off to work in New York at the SAG office in doing clerical there because he knew so much about the contracts. So yeah, but I think, and I work non-union all the time though. I have a different name that I make them put on the screen, although I'm Ford Windstar. As in all kinds of movies, but my IMDb pages are merged. It'll say as Ford Windstar. When someone pays me enough on an indie movie that I have to report it to SAG, I will. It is like the day that happens. I look forward to the day that my day rate on an indie film is as much, even close to the SAG rate, and then I will worry about working non-union right in front of them.
Are
Just
you,
like I said, I
are
mentioned
you
online.
IATSE as
I
well?
am, yeah, I'm
Zero.
IATSE local
How about you?
798, so.
An
Me too.
opportunity that you took that,
Oh, yeah. My Power Ranger film, how I got involved, I'm a cosplayer, so I actually had the Black Ranger suit. And I actually found the guy on Instagram and they was like doing the cast. They had the poster already. The guy was already, was the Black Ranger, but I hit him up like, hey, I would love to be in this film. I got the suit and whatever, and he seen my acting reel. And when he seen my acting reel, he actually made me the Black Ranger and took the spot.
Nice.
Because of that, and he seen me because I'm a huge fan. I go to different conventions and I take pictures with the actual actors and I perform and he seen my acting reel. He was like, yo, you're gonna play Zach. You're gonna be the Black Ranger. And it's a comedy. It's like, what was it? Kick Ass. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that type of person. So no, yeah, so it's not like, it's more comedy and stuff like that. But he was like, yo, you gonna kill it. So I just took advantage. Like, I hit people up. I don't care. I'm not afraid. Even though with my credits, I get paid for commercials, even as an extra on commercials and all that. Like, I'm not afraid to take a chance.
and I think that's it. You can't act out of fear in this industry.
Yeah.
You just can't. Don't let them ever see you sweat.
Yeah.
That's in a lot of business deals, I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Rose, how about you?
Aside from getting kind of bumped up sometimes in like the crime dramas, which is really good to get into, because once you get so
Yes.
many, like, you're easier to get an agent that way to, because you show, hey, look, I've been working hard and getting myself these roles, and that's how I ended up getting my agent, was like I was getting myself stuff. But we worked on a film called, indie film called Best Clowns, and we knew the lady that was doing it, but we were just, you know, extras, whatever. And it was towards the end, and they wanted volunteers for someone to do some like after credits type stuff. And I raised my hand, I'm like, I'll do it. And I got lines, you know, like I was just all me and spouting stuff. So aside from the, you know, films that we did ourselves, you know, that was probably the biggest standout of doing and getting, you know, bumped up, you know, to a speaking role, so.
Similar to that, I've always been like an extra or whatever, and that's one way to get your foot in the door, because I've had several directors ask me to say this, do this, and then once you do that and it shows them you can do it, they remember that and usually ask you to, you know, do other things. But that's here in Knoxville. I don't know about here.
Yeah.
But
And you learn how sets work too.
my first
Right.
gig was I was supposed to be a background cop on Homicide Hunter, and I got there and I had to wait about an hour, and then they took an hour lunch, and then when they come back and decided to film, they're like, "Oh, you've got lines." Never had lines before. This is literally like, you know,
Yep,
like,
that's
I
how it
fumbled
happens.
through it. It was humiliating, but I did it. And then after that, my mindset changed just to always be prepared.
Yep.
Don't ever just think of yourself as you're just gonna stand here and be an extra or whatever, because that was an opportunity to get me involved. And I wasn't fully prepared, but now I can do it, and it made it in. Like, you know, everybody's like, "Oh, you did fine," whatever. I could have done a whole lot better.
We're always our worst judge,
Yeah.
I think,
Right.
when it comes to that.
Right now, the biggest studio in Kentucky is in Lexington, and they have 3 sound stages.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
And
okay,
what's the name?
Like studios.
it's Lux Studios,
Is that the one
okay.
that's doing the crime dramas and
Yes,
stuff?
they're doing a lot.
Yeah,
That's why I
okay.
assumed you may have.
And what
been
I
there,
was
the
gonna
true
say
crime.
is
I've
that a
got
lot of
emails
that's
from
moved
them.
up from Knoxville to Lexington, and that's through Bill Marinella Casting.
Yeah, that's another good one.
And so he is
Facebook.
the one that's doing all of that stuff. They, for the most part, are, lightly paid, but it does.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're talking 75 for an afternoon, or
Indie film.
100, you know, I'm being honest, okay?
Yeah, it's low money.
Okay, but I mean, it is real money. You have, if you have work flexibility, I mean, he does at least one a week, sometimes more that he's casting for. You just go and you do that. I've done similar stuff a couple times in Knoxville and gotten up by that. So that's just another place to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, my problem is like where I'm working is that I can like 3 weeks vacation, and then
Right.
I can like try to find a thing like chases me and like you got me for, you know, the whole
Right.
2 weeks you're shooting, and I'll PA for him, and then I have scenes that I'm doing and, you know, lines and do all that kind of stuff.
But a lot of times though, if you're looking at stuff that's at a lesser part, and I would go to the table reads, There's both table reads in Lexington and table reads in Louisville every 2 weeks. Okay, so a lot
For what? Everything.
for everything.
Yeah, they just have their, like,
They've been going on for a year in Lexington.
Where do you
about,
go to here in Louisville to do it?
I don't know about Louisville.
I can give you, it's Jessica Mathis is over there. And it depends on the time.
You
but-
probably Google Louisville Table or YouTube.
Yeah,
It's once a month, right?
yeah, they're both once a month, but they're changing locations. But it's just a thing of meeting people, so, cause like one of them that I'm wardrobing right now, basically, they're taking a long time to film the series, and I can't remember the name of the movie, I'm sorry, cause I got a lot of stuff going on, I'm just working it. But it's basically weekends, because that's the availability that the people have.
Did you
You know.
say you were local to Louisville?
Yeah.
I saw the Louisville Film Festival was like at the end of the month. That's what I would do, is I would go there, and every movie that you watch that you like, write down who did it.
Or if they're there, give them a headshot or a look, like if you got like these cards that we have here, they'll have like a picture with your name on it, and it's like a
Yeah.
headshot resume kind of thing, do that.
That's what I did in Knoxville, and I've worked with just about everybody there.
Well, there's one in 3 weeks in Louisville, there's a big film festival
That's
too.
the one I was talking
Okay.
about.
Okay,
It's
that's
like the end of the
Jessica's.
month, Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll be there too. I have lots of movie screenings.
But that's probably your best opportunity to meet a bunch of people.
Okay.
Just get to know people and figure out, I'm gonna say, how else you can contribute. And I know it sounds silly, but I mean, but if they know, hey, he'll say these 2 lines and he'll pick up lunch for us.
Right, you just said you did PA.
Yeah,
work.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the idea.
One for your
You need
job
to do
doing it,
everything.
and
Right.
next thing you know, I
Meet
got a
everybody,
call
do everything.
from nobody, I didn't know him at all. They
Right.
gave me a call like, hey, Orlando Bloom's doing a movie here in town, and we're gonna shoot
Yeah.
it, do you wanna be a PA? And I was like,
Sure.
where'd you get my number? Oh, okay.
Say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that one.
And then you meet people
Yeah.
and you figure out what is, if you're going beyond PA and beyond acting, you really need to have another skill, whatever it is. I mean, I'm more wardrobe art department. You just need to figure out how else do you contribute more so. And I've actually at Wrigley been on one film working the wardrobe for it, and then it's one I have to say where they couldn't get anybody for this historical film to use the N-word, and it is a historical film, and it was very part of the production.
But they were refusing, like, not saying.
Nobody would say it, and so they pulled me out of wardrobe and said, hey, will you go in front of the camera for a couple days and play this part? I'm like, I read the script, and it was part of a historical film that happened in the 60s. I'm just trying to be very clear about this, because I wouldn't otherwise use that word, but that was what was appropriate. I won't say it was appropriate at the time. That was what was used by that character at the time.
You weren't playing the hero.
Okay.
We get it. We get it. You were playing the bad guy.
We heard work.
I don't know how to quite say this. It's
Which
hard.
one was that? What is that the
Oh my God.
the 60s period where they had the picture card and everything?
Yeah, it was the 60s one. Yeah, they pulled me out of that one. I mean,
What's it called?
I don't
I
remember
did
the
fire
name of
watch
it.
for them one night. Like,
Yeah.
So again, do
I
everything.
forget.
Things
So-
do come around though, 100%,
Yep.
because when I met him, so he was looking for people for a film, and then, that's how we met. And then the lady that we did the film for, she was just 16, 17 at the time. And she was like one of her first films, and she did direct, it was her first? And she directed it, she did the cinematography, the editing, the whole nine. And then for our film that we did together, she did the cinematography, she broke me in and taught me how to be a director. And she was 18 by this time.
Wow.
And she's the best filmmaker it's like, she did it in a past life, and she just was reborn again and was just doing it as soon as she could probably hold the camera up.
Wow.
She's in
And,
school in California now.
yeah,
Wow.
so she was fantastic, but it does come all the way around, so I mean, we helped her with her first one, and she helped us with our first one.
So I'd be interested, just because you just said that, how long have you been in the business?
This is my 10th year,
You're right,
my 10th year
Yeah,
professional.
2015 too.
okay.
I'm trying to do the math.
Me too, I was doing that too.
I
I was
can't
really counting.
see her.
Yeah, I shot and filmed with public access TV, my first short film in 1986 when I was 12. It was a Doctor Who fan film. It's on YouTube on my channel. It's the first thing on there. But it was 3/4 inch tape, and I had to talk my parents into coming up with. They had a $100 deposit. You got it back if you destroy the stuff, and that was a lot of money in '86. But and it was a hot check. But I got him to write the check. I was like, just give it to me. I promise they won't cash it, please. So I had to get a $100 check because I was, I'm obviously underage and everything. But yeah, those people they couldn't believe what I was doing, and they thought it was crazy that this kid was doing it. But yeah, so I made a Doctor Who fan film in '86 that I wrote and directed and starred in, the whole 9 yards. And they played it on local cable, and I taped it on a beta video recorder.
Very cool. So I'm old. I did a couple films. My most famous film that was local. I'm in Stripes,
Nice.
and I'm very recognizable in Stripes. I'm behind the people in the graduation scene. I'm directly behind them adjusting my glasses. Woohoo. But I did a couple back then, but basically been about
The
it.
Bill Murray movie?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was filmed in part. Well, it was
Fort Knox, right?
Fort
there.
Knox, yeah.
Fort Knox.
But basically about a dozen years. But started off really slow. It was for my daughter wanted to be in films. And Mama had to take her because she was underage, and so I just kind of was always there, so that's how it happened.
For me, 7 years is crazy because I didn't think anything about acting. I was a hip hop artist. I did clean music, had my own record label, and then at the time I was like, I need to do something else that's fun. So I was like, one of my favorite rappers of all time is Will Smith, and I see him doing it. I was like, let me try it, see how fun it is. So when I did it, 2018, I did my own short film called The Boy in the Darkness. It was dealing with, because I came from depression and mental illness, came from a mental hospital. So I was like, let me do something, because I did an album called The Boy in the Darkness, but I took it to a different way. It was like a supernatural werewolf thing, it was like an urban werewolf. Me and my cousins helped me out at my house and stuff, and then we did the school backwoods. It was dope. We had the makeup, they turned me to a werewolf. I had people do it for free, like everybody just helped out for free, and we did like a 20-minute short, and it was like cool. I was like, I had fun, so I was like, that's when it got me in the process to start writing, and I just kept writing. I did this other short called Traumatic Story.